Topic 7.1 for Math 7 or 10.1 for Accelerated talks about distributing. Distributing is incredibly important to higher math, and distributive property means to hand something out. If you were to distribute the worksheets, you would hand out them to the class. You multiply the number on the outside by everything on the inside. The reason that you do that is because you can't actually do the problem in here. If this didn't have the X in it, we would just use the order of operation to actually do the problem. So if these were like terms and it didn't have the X on it, we would just actually do 2 minus 4 and then times it by 3, and that would get us 6. The problem is that we can't do 2x minus 4 because they're not like terms. And so in order to simplify this problem at least a little bit, we can skip over that step by realizing that this really means 3 of everything on the inside. So 3 of the 2x's gives us 6x, and 3 of the 4's gives us 12. And the minus sign gets brought down. It at least makes it a little bit more simpler than this problem was up here. If we had like terms, we just go ahead and use the order of operations. But you'll notice in all of our examples, we don't have like terms. Here I have an x, and here I have a constant, x constant, m constant. Okay? So I'm going to multiply by the number on the outside. I will very quickly stop showing the 4 on both of them. I lost my dot when I multiplied down. I will do the timesing by 4 in my head, but for today, I will show that the 4 is being times by the 3x to get 12, and the 4 is being times by the 7 to get, what is that, 28? And the minus sign gets brought down. If this was a plus sign, you would bring that down. So very quickly in this chapter, I will skip the middle step and just be saying 4 times 3 is 12x. 4 times negative 7, negative 28. Notice the difference here is this was a positive 4 and this is a negative 4. I am still multiplying by this. I'm still multiplying. It's just now a negative. So this is negative 4 times 3x. Bring down that minus sign. Negative 4 times the 7. This is negative 12x minus a negative 28. Okay, this is a minus, this is a negative, but we've already learned that all minuses are really a negative. So really what I have in this case is a double negative. So this becomes positive 28. It's the exact opposite of this one up here. This one up here was a positive. This one up here was a negative. That makes sense. Negatives make everything the opposite. So very quickly, I'll skip both of these steps. I'll say negative 4 times 3x is negative 12x, and I'll start calling this a negative 7. Minus 7 is adding a negative 7. So this is really a negative times a negative, which gives me a positive. All minuses are really adding a negative. This one right here, all we are doing is just that negative part. This is going to get a lot of us. All we're doing is multiplying it by a negative. The opposite of a positive is a negative. The opposite of a positive is a negative. That negative is going to look like a subtraction sign in this case. This says the opposite of 7m, which is negative 7m, the opposite of positive 6, which is negative 6. Or a minus 6 in this case.